Hello again, everyone. I'm glad you're here because today is a very special day. Today, as in the day this video is uploaded, is the 1 year anniversary of my channel. It is also my last video as Taco the Jester. As of today, this channel will now be Luke the Jester, as quite frankly, I'm tired of people calling me Taco. I've been using the name Taco for like more than 10 years at this point, but now that I'm actually making content, I'd like to at least have my name on it. But before we get into the video, I have one more surprise. That's right, I'm real now. From here on out, I will no longer be using my PNG images to talk to you guys. I am always trying to improve the quality of these videos wherever I can, and this is a big step forwards towards that. So, hopefully you guys enjoy, and without further ado, let's get talking about Stanford. So, Stanford Pines. Everybody's least favorite pine twin. The screw-up, the liar, the person who only cares about himself. Wait a minute, that's Stanley Pines. Nothing I just said applies to him. This is Stanford, or as the show calls him, and I will call him for the remainder of the video, Ford. Ford is a very problematic man, and yet for some reason no one ever seems to point it out. Even though the entire Weirdmageddon apocalypse was his fault. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We are going to go through the scenes from the show and talk about what they say about Ford. We begin with the first scene from Not Who He Seems, and well, I'll just show you the clip.
Finally, after all these long years of waiting, you're actually here! Brother! Oh, ow! What the heck was that for?
The first thing he ever does in the show is punch his brother in the face. Now to give him a little credit, in the IRL Journal number 3, we find out that Ford was about to kill Bill when Stan opened the portal. Ford had to jump through the portal first so that Bill couldn't get through, so in his mind Stan just cost him about 30 years of work. However, Stan didn't know that, and Ford doesn't tell him either. That's a common problem for Ford. He believes that no one can handle the information he holds, and so he just never tells anyone anything, leading to those people being in more danger because they didn't know. Case in point, the rift. But we'll get there later. For now, let's continue the scene.
This was an insanely risky move, restarting the portal. Didn't you read my warnings?
Warnings schmornings. How's about maybe a thanks for saving you from what appears to be, I don't know, some kind of sci-fi sideburn dimension?
Thank you? You really think I'm gonna thank you after what you did 30 years ago?
What I did? Why, you ungrateful! Don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're family.
Okay, Ford, you just punched this dude in the face after he spent 30 years trying to rescue you from an alternate dimension. The least you could do is a thank you. But I get that spirits are high right now, so I'll let that slide. However, how dare you dodge that punch? Stan spent 30 years teaching himself science that was way beyond him to rescue his brother, and he gets punched in the face, and you won't even say thank you. Nah, he deserved one free hit back. But moving past that, you are way too excited to know that a 12-year-old boy has read your highly dangerous journals. You literally told Stan to destroy them, but when someone comes along like, oh my god, you're that scientist guy, you're immediately flattered instead of being like, Stan, you let children read my journals? But I digress. Let's move on to their backstory.
Paddle, paddle. Man, that Jackie O, what a fun. Hey, what's the word, Sixer?
Can you explain what this was doing next to my broken project?
Okay, I might have accidentally been horsing around.
This was no accident, Stan. You did this. You did this because you couldn't handle me going to college on my own.
Look, it was a mistake. Although if you think about it, maybe there's a silver lining. Huh? Treasure hunting?
Are you kidding me? Why would I want to do anything with the person who sabotaged my entire future?
Now, yes, Stanley should have told his brother about the machine so that maybe he could fix it. But it was an accident. Stan has only ever had your back, but the one time he screws up, Ford just lets him be homeless and never bothered to call for 10 years. But he cost him his chance to go to his dream school. Yeah, but he still went to college, still did incredibly well, and still got a massive grant to pursue his thesis. Ford was absolutely fine after the science fair. You know who wasn't? Stanley. Stan spent those 10 years living in his car, trying to scam people for money because it was all he knew how to do. He was ran out of towns, banned from entire states, ran afoul of the mob, and went to prison in 3 different countries. All of that because of one mistake. Then you listen to Ford's story and it's like,
it's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Oh, plus the fact that he, ruined Philford's life. He prevented him from basically becoming Steve Jobs, refused to listen to his friend's warnings because he believed that he is the smartest man in any room, and when McGucket fell into the portal, he invented the memory gun, which ended up turning him crazy. And Ford knew about the memory gun too, so he probably could have helped Philford. That is, if he gave a damn about anyone but himself. In Journal 3, he even calls Philford selfish for not telling him what he saw through the portal. But, let's move on to Bill.
I had hit a roadblock in my investigation of Gravity Falls until I found some mysterious writing in a cave, ancient incantations about a being with answers. It warned me not to read them, but I was desperate. I read the inscription aloud, but nothing happened until later that afternoon when I had the most peculiar dream.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, don't have a heart attack. You're not 92 yet.
Who are you?
Name's Bill. And your name's Stanford Pines, the man who changed the world. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Let's relax. Care for a game of interdimensional chess? Have a cup of tea.
He told me he was a muse, that he chose one brilliant mind a century to inspire. What a fool I was.
This dude has got to be the stupidest person ever. Who the fuck finds an ancient incantation in a cave and just reads it out loud? Especially when it literally says, do not read out loud. Then he gets whipped into a dream world, told when he's going to die, and then just starts playing chess, without asking any of the proper questions. Bill told him he was a muse who chose one mind per century, and this bitch folds anytime anyone calls him smart, and he immediately stops thinking. And then, he refused to listen to anyone but Bill afterwards. Like in Journal 3, where Philford says that the portal is too risky, and that if he just published his findings, he would be rich and successful, but he refuses because Bill told him not to trust Philford. And you just went with that. But Philford still showed up to help his friend anyway, because he truly cared about him. And what did he get for it? So now, Ford is alone, and he knows he's been tricked, so he sends a letter. So, when the Pine twins finally reunite, Stan has waited for this moment for 10 years, and all he wants out of this encounter is to maybe have a family again. So he knocks on the door, and...
Who is it? Have you come to steal my eyes?
Okay, so not the best start.
There's only one journal left, and you are the only person I can trust to take it. I have something to ask of you. Remember our plans to sail around the world on a boat? Take this book, get on a boat, and sail as far away as you can, to the edge of the earth.
Okay, so that's an incredibly cruel way to say that. Hey, remember that childhood dream you gave up on? Well, take this and fuck off. I completely understand why Stan was so mad here. That was an absolute dick move.
That's it? You finally want to see me after 10 years, and it's to tell me to get as far away from you as possible?
Stanley, you don't understand what I'm up against, what I've been through.
No, you don't understand what I've been through. I've been to prison in 3 different countries. I once had to chew my way out of the trunk of a car. You think you've got problems? I've got a mullet, Stanford!
Okay, so a lot of people read this line wrong. The problem isn't that he has a mullet. The problem is that he can only have a mullet. He lives in his car and has almost no money. He doesn't have a mullet for style, it's because he can't afford to get a haircut. Now, Ford has some big problems of his own, but his complete dismissal of Stan's is selfish, to say the least. Now, you could say the exact same thing about Stan, except for the fact that Stan doesn't know what Ford's dealing with, because he refuses to tell anyone. Stan just told Ford about his really big problems and struggles, and how does Ford respond?
I'm giving you a chance to do the first worthwhile thing in your life and you won't even listen.
Okay, fuck this asshole. In what universe would saying something like that ever be appropriate?
You want me to get rid of this book? Fine, I'll get rid of it right now.
No, you don't understand.
You said you wanted me to have it, so I'll do what I want with it.
My research.
Seriously, why not just burn the books? Or at least just rip out the pages with the portal blueprints and burn those. Stan is not wrong to destroy the journal. Secondly, why haven't you just dismantled it already? It's been at least a week since you asked for Stan's help and you left it fully operational? Like I said earlier, this dude might be smart, but man is he stupid.
You left me behind, you jerk! It was supposed to be us forever! You ruined my life!
You ruined your own life.
Ah!
Stanley! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Then there's the burn. See, unlike what happened at the science fair, this wasn't an accident. Ford built this machine. He knew that hotspot was there, and yet he still kicks Stan into it and literally holds him there.
Are you alright?
Yeah, you deserve that.
Some brother you turned out to be. You care more about your dumb mysteries than your family? Well, then you can have them!
Which is true, by the way. He does care more about mysteries than family, something we see later in the show.
Whoa, whoa, hey, what's going on? Hey, Stanford!
Stanley, help me!
Oh no, what do I do?
Stanley, do something! Stanley!
And then the last thing you said to him was, "Help me." And he did. He learned to rebuild the portal, ran the Mystery Shack at the same time to afford food and not to mention pay your mortgage, and robbed a government facility over the course of 30 years to reopen the portal because you asked him to help you. And then you punched him in the face. And told him that at the end of the summer, he's homeless again. And you still don't even thank him for saving you from the other dimension. But hey, maybe he becomes a better character after this. Well, let's see.
An infinity-sided die.
Whoa, that's so cool and impossible.
These things are outlawed in 9,000 dimensions. You want to know why? Look at those symbols. Infinite sides means infinite outcomes. If I rolled it, anything could happen. Our faces could melt into jelly. The world could turn into an egg. Or you could just roll an 8. Who knows? That's why I have to keep it in this protective, cheap plastic case.
Okay, so I'm fine with him showing the die to Dipper, and I don't care about the cheap plastic case. The part I can't go over is, why the fuck did you put it in this bag with all your other dice? This whole episode would have never happened if Ford just left the die in his lab.
And he's insisting on speaking his mind.
So this is an emergency.
Here he is again, talking about his brother like he's an idiot. You've barely seen him for 40 years, and you still think you know him, and refuse to change your mind. Then there's the fact that you made a mind control tie for the US government. The fact that you made the tie at all is fucked up, but making it specifically the mind control the president for the government is very corrupt. But I digress.
Then it's a deal. From now until the end of time.
Just let me into your mind, Stanford.
Please, call me a friend.
Ford and Bill?
You shouldn't have done that.
Why were you shaking hands with Bill? You said Bill could possess anyone so he could get this.
Careful! Hand me the rift. Now, boy!
Why were you really scanning my thoughts? Are you Bill right now?
Now just calm down.
Pine Tree? Is that what you were going to call me?
I was gonna say please, kid.
Great Uncle Ford told me to protect the rift. Get one step closer and I'll shoot. I'll erase you right out of Ford's head.
It's me, Dipper. It's your uncle.
Trust no one. Trust no one. Just
Hand it to me!
Tell him the truth, you bitch! If it wasn't for that plate in your head, Dipper would have erased your mind, and it would have been completely your fault. You know that Dipper has encountered Bill before, and you didn't think about telling him you used to be his partner. And then when you knew he found out, instead of defending yourself and talking to him about it, you just commanded him to put down the memory gun, which only made Dipper more suspicious.
Now, you might want to stand back. This magnet gun could rip the fillings out of a man's mouth from 100 feet. I used to raid this thing for parts for years. Where do you think I got the materials to build my portal?
This mission is way too dangerous to bring a 12-year-old for. First off, we have this shit. Then there's the whole, don't touch the adhesive or all the holes in your face will be closed thing. And finally, we have the security bots. Dipper should have never been here in the first place. Plus, there's this self-aggrandizing line.
It's okay. I've done it before. Just take a deep breath, focus on your intellect, and control your fear.
And the most irresponsible thing of all, the apprenticeship. This man truly never learns. Both stands have stated that they were worse off without the other, and you're just perfectly fine splitting up Dipper and Mabel. You should know how bad that would be for them. Plus, it's far too dangerous for Dipper as well. Just because he's capable doesn't mean he should be doing it. And now, to finish it off, we have this little gem.
Hey, I'm not the enemy here, people. Don't forget who literally created the end of the world.
I'm sorry, Stanley. I know. Just help me fix it, please.
Fine, just do one thing. Say thank you.
What?
I spent 30 years trying to bring you back into this dimension, and you still haven't thanked me. You want me to shake your hand? Say thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
Even now, after he caused the end of the world, he refuses to say thank you to Stan. And finally, after it gets pried out of him, then he decides to hit us with this shit.
Ah, see? Between me and him, I'm not always the bad twin.
Between him and me. Grammar, Stanley.
Oh, Grammar Stanley, you!
I would be so pissed too if I was Stan. Like, what the fuck, Ford? You can't just shut up for 3 seconds. But no, you can't resist putting someone else's intelligence down while boosting your own for even 3 goddamn seconds. Well, that's the end as far as the show itself goes. However, we have more than the show to talk about, so let's finish this video off by going through journal number 3. Welcome to the bonus round. We're going to run through some lines from the book that I actually happen to own, and just talk about some lines that sort of irked me. Here we go. First off, we have one of the most iconic pages, the gnomes. Ford marked out the part where it said that the gnomes were capable of complex thought. The page about himself is full of humble brags, like, my grades were too high, but my social skills were too low. And on the other page, about his muse, aka Bill Cipher, when he hears that the muse only chooses one mind a century, he just accepts that he's the smartest man in the world. On the page for the leprechaun, he just fucking throws it for some reason. On the page for the truth-telling teeth, he has this line about his brother and mother. On the page about what is basically Freddy Krueger, he has a dream about his brother and completely misses the point of it because Freddy made the pun. When he and Philford went to the UFO, we have the incredibly humble line, I remember in my youth I hated physical activity, but since my college years I developed a rigorous daily physical and mental workout. I love Tesla, but if I'm as emaciated as him when I'm in my 70s, shoot me with a death ray. When told to remember what happened to Icarus, he simply replied, he didn't flap hard enough. He was given a ring by a fortune teller that if it turns black, it's too late to turn back from what he's doing. And after arguing with Philford, it turns black, and he drops an admittedly hard line, but still a dumb one. I tossed the ring into the lake. Superstitions are for the weak. I am a scientist, and after tomorrow, I'll be a great one. Followed immediately by these pages. When talking about how he got back from the other dimension, he insults the guy who saved him. And don't even get me started on this page. And by the end of the show, he never redeems himself. They just move on like nothing happened. So, at least in my opinion, Stanford Pines is the worst character in the show. Granted, the worst character in Gravity Falls is still better than most characters in fiction, so that's the end. But before we go, I'd like to thank you all again for watching, and I thought I'd give you a little preview for some of the stuff I'll be doing in the future. Granted, some of these might take a while. First off, I'll be doing a blind Deltarune playthrough. I have somehow avoided all spoilers for that game, and I would love to play it. Secondly, I'd like to play some horror games, specifically Iron Lung and Poppy's Playtime. I also have an SCP project I'm working on, and of course I will still be making list-type videos and videos like this one. So hopefully you'll stick around to see what's next. I appreciate all 18 of you, and I look forward to a new year as Luke the Jester. See ya.